Every state fair is different. Every state fair has a different soul to it and represents the community a little bit differently. We're very fortunate to really put youth and agriculture on display at the Indiana State Fair, and we take a lot of pride in that. This fair is 160 years young, I'm going to say. And originally, it was about a farmer to farmer coming together at this great gathering and learning best practice from each other. Well, today, it's about the consumer connecting to the farmer and learning about where their food comes from. It was important to us as a foundation is to showcase education, youth, and agriculture. So education, we created our own education department and internally said, how can we do a better job of teaching and telling the story of agriculture?
We are coming to the fair. The kids always love it, and this is our first stop. It gives them an opportunity to learn about different things that happen on a farm that they don't have experience with living in downtown Indianapolis.
For your bestie.
So we actually created Little Hands on the Farm, the Indiana State Fair did, and the idea was to give children an opportunity to learn about where their food comes from in a very interactive way. They go through stations, they collect products, they become the farmer, and then they sell their wares to the market, and then they get a reward for that. That concept, which is very flattering to us, has been secured by probably 6 to 8 other large state fairs in the United States because it's a great way for children to learn about that.
My kids actually enjoy things like this more than they do the rides. I mean, we love to spend time in Pioneer Village. They love the schoolhouse where they get to play school. They love coming just to pretend they're a farmer.
One of the things that we do really well here is we tell the old story of agriculture. We have this wonderful thing called Pioneer Village, and this is characters that are telling about the old way of farming, the old way of thrashing, the old way of splitting logs. And that's wonderful and unique for this institution, but we really felt we were always missing that current way and the future of agriculture and farming. And so we worked with a partnership with the Indiana Soybean Alliance to create the Glass Barn. And in the Glass Barn, we have opportunities for hands-on learning, games that people love to do, but then also we have an opportunity for the farmer of the day to present live from their farm, a farmer chat.
So can you tell me a little bit about the history of your farm and how long it's been in your family? I hear it's
You're able in this urban environment to connect one-on-one with somebody in the rural community, somebody right on the farm.
I grew up on a farm, and I think it's really important to see where food comes from, and I think it's an integral part of understanding how we're all connected. Otherwise, living in the city, you don't really get an opportunity to experience those sorts of real-life things.
We started out years ago with some small little fishing ponds, and then we realized that one of the best ways to learn is when it's interactive. So when kids can actually throw their fishing pole into the water and catch a fish right there and catch and release, that's a much better way for them to connect to fishing and the natural resources in Indiana, and it actually gives them a way to do that, and maybe the first time ever that they've had a chance to experience that.
The bison field's right next to that, and then the Pioneer Village is all the way over there.
We're on a field trip.
We're going on a scavenger hunt.
Kids that don't normally get to see a cow being born, or little piglets, or get to go into a barn every day, so it's cool.
During the Indiana State Fair, the timing is such, a lot of kids are back in school. So we offer field trips. We've tried a lot of different things. We've tried them as official tours. The self-guided field trip seems to be what people really like, and then they can go at their own pace. The Wonder Trail is just that. It gives them a framework from going from barn to barn, from educational place to educational place. And we feel that that will be a trend going forward to continue those educational opportunities for groups of people. One of the great things about what we do here is partnerships. And a partnership is something that maybe means more than just financial contribution, maybe means more than a team of people staffing it. Partnerships are really kind of ingrained in a teamwork. So our partners are providing a better way for people to have an understanding of, for example, the path of a water molecule. So it provides a lot of information that maybe the consumer hadn't thought about before, maybe taken for granted. Water, and water as a resource in our world is going to become more and more important. So Pathway to Water Quality provides an opportunity for people to get a little bit more information.
And start from the top of the roof line and go down.
I am attempting to paint and enjoying the company of all these painters.
It speaks so much to what the State Fair stands for, and 4-H too is you're trying to learn these skills that you're gaining, whether it's something for a hobby or for anything, and kind of mixing that with entertainment, so it just makes you a more well-rounded person, and I think you get a little bit of that with this Taste and Create.
It's a very awesome program that the fair has, whether it be for these programs for the adults or what they have for the youth too. It's just, we all need to learn.
Our goal is always to take that old 4-H motto, which is to make the best better. How do we grow it? How do we do a better job of educating? Kids are farther and farther away from that opportunity of being on the land with their grandparents, and so we're trying to provide that platform where they can interact with an animal, they can interact with crops, they can interact with farmers, they can use their hands and learn. And we want to continue to evolve and grow that. We're continuing to think about how we can educate people in a way that maybe they don't anticipate being educated. I always say that, we're not selling education, we're not selling agriculture, but we're going to achieve both of those things when you come to the Indiana State Fair.